What's going on, everybody? Happy 2026. Welcome to the first episode of the Right Play in the new year. Hope everyone's feeling blessed and working on their New Year's resolutions and their goals. You know that I am over here. Start off this year, I've started the 75 hard. It's been extremely fun, actually. I never would have thought, but the fitness has given me energy, which has been much needed going into the new year. And I'm finally feeling like I'm shedding some weight that I gained over the last 2 years. When last year in May, and I put on like 40 pounds. This was 2024. Over the course of that year, I just pretty much let myself go. Was not healthy. Not consistent with the gym. And last year I started to build momentum that way and lost a little bit of weight, 10 pounds over the year, put on some muscle again. And this year I'm definitely trying to continue to get back into that leading man shape that I was in 2022, 2023, 2021 when I had the opportunity of being in Dolemates. Shout out Dan Chamowitz. And if you want to watch that film, go buy it on Amazon Prime right now. And definitely when I got more of that bulk look when I was working with my friend CJ Howie, who's just putting out a brand new film called Red Shore. So if you're interested in seeing that, go give it a look as well. But I want to bring you some education today. I am feeling very, very educator, whatever you want to call it, professor, radar, whatever, with my importance of being earnest mug from last fall. So part of the 75 hard is you have to read a book. It has to be nonfiction, business, or educational. And for those of you that say, no, it's going to be entirely about entrepreneurial and business. Yeah, you know what? Acting is my business, so art is my business. So I'm going to be reading this book. I got this book from my old professor at the University of Southern Maine, Andrew Harris. Shout out, Andrew. Hope you're doing well. Acting is Believing. Basically, it's a book that is for university acting students and theater program. Starts with the fundamentals and then moves towards advanced lessons. And I've been reading it and I found 3 points I kind of wanted to share today. And it's acting lessons that translate to real life. These are lessons that I've recently been pondering about. I'm a very annotative note taker. Annotative note? I don't know if that's a word, but I annotate a lot. I like to write down my ideas as I engage with the text. So anyway, the three lessons I have today to share with you are, number one, and this translates from the stage, screen, drama to real life. People, characters, and the actors playing the characters must commit to overcoming the obstacle or the obstacles. People face challenges every single day. Some of them are very big, some of them are very small. The more dramatic or epic or emotional the challenge is, the more interesting it is to watch if we're watching a play or if we're watching a movie. But also, what's interesting is the passion and commitment that the character is using to overcome an obstacle. So, what does this mean? I'll give you an example. Rocky Balboa, everyone's favorite boxer from Philadelphia. Why do people remember the movie? It's not only a great screenplay, but Rocky is memorable because he goes all in. He commits to overcoming the obstacle. People want to watch stories where the character goes the distance to face their walls and climb them. So you need to be passionate about overcoming the obstacle. Even if your obstacle is, I want to lose 10 pounds, or I want to change my career. It could be an interesting movie if you commit with passion to breaking down the obstacle, to achieving your goals, fighting through. It's so important for us as humans too, and people, to try to get past the obstacle with passion. And that only starts if you commit. And commit is a word that in the world of social media and the self-help people, the red pill people, the whatever, it's overused. You know, to commit means don't half-ass it. It means to do it. It's not, you know, as somebody who's struggled with smoking cigarettes, you don't quit unless you're ready to quit. You don't quit unless you're committed to quitting, or you don't care, and that is a commitment in some way because you move on. You're past it. So in chapter 4 of this book, Acting is Believing, dispassion, this is on page 74, dispassion toward the challenge of overcoming obstacles, all too common among student actors, will inevitably render a performance ineffective. So if you're half-assing trying to solve an obstacle, trying to overcome an obstacle, people are not going to want to watch because you can't get it done. It'll take longer. Whatever. Now, this is just an important principle to know, but if you're committed and you're trying your best to make a change, start a business, gain confidence, be yourself, whatever, fill in the blank, it's all about positive reinforcement too. I think that in the world of human beings and people trying to better themselves, I have to recognize that baby steps, it's all a process, and that's totally okay to move forward in life. But just remember, passion, commitment to overcoming the obstacles is effective. So don't be afraid to bring passion to your life, to your challenges, to bring heart. And look, we can't half-ass anything and expect to be king, God, queen. And I'm guilty of this too. I am a repeat offender on a daily basis. I am trying to get better as I grow on my journey as well. But this is just something to remember. So for my actors out there, how much passion does the character have to solving their goals? How much passion does the character have to overcome the obstacles? Are they willing to, steal, beg, borrow, worse, less? How willing are you in your real life to overcoming your obstacles? Because we all have them, and we're all a little bit scared sometimes to overcome them, and that's totally okay. But the moment the movie starts, the moment the play starts, is when we commit to changing. Because plays are about important moments in people's lives. There's seasons. And what's beautiful about being a human being is that there are so many different times and there's so many different seasons that you can, you know, live through story wise. It's why movies relate to certain people at some points in their lives, and then another completely move. The movie might be the same or different or whatever, but that movie will relate to somebody later in life. So I don't know if that makes sense. I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but I want to just articulate my ideas about this point. So the second point, and is still about obstacles, is, and this is in the book as well, you need to clearly identify the obstacles. Why is it important to clearly identify the obstacles? Well, you got to know what to do. If you don't know what you're trying to solve, you don't know how to solve it. You don't know what to do to solve it. You don't know how to act. You don't know what actions to take that are effective and authentic. And I'll add another point to this. You got to get clear and specific. I have an acting coach. She basically says that her name's Linda, and she basically says that you got to ask 100 questions before you even get up to do the second read. Read the first script, ask some questions, read it again to yourself. But you got to ask 100 questions, character questions. Get specific about who this person is. Get clear about who you are and what your obstacles are. If you can write that down, or you can think it out and put it in a way that you can really understand who you are and what your obstacles are, then you can find the right way to do it. So, hope that makes sense. You can find the strategy. You know, the military definition of strategy is, and I wrote this down, is the art and science of employing arm strength to meet the enemy in combat. Well, life and acting is not necessarily warfare, but it is conflict. So you got to know yourself and you got to know your enemy. Find out your strengths, find out your assets, find out what you need to overcome, and then you can use all these pieces to overcome it, to apply the strategy. And then the last point today is stay relaxed. Stanislavski is, actors need to be relaxed in order to be better muses, in order to play the moment, because tension, physical, emotional, tension is a distraction for the person. You can't fully be doing what you need to be doing if you're tense, or if you're anxious, or if you got a headache, or like I got right now. You know, because your mind is on that thing too. Your mind is not on you and me talking right now. Your mind is not on listening to your mom and dad argue in the other room, or your mind is not on, I'm going to go into this job interview and crush it, or this is who I am, and when I go into that interview, I'm the man. And relaxation is something you need to practice. You know, find an acting coach who can walk you through the relaxation technique. Strasberg was really big on this, and this is something that we use in the acting classes I go to. And if you think about it, like when I think of be relaxed, Matthew McConaughey comes to my mind. The guy is, you know, he's forever living rent-free in my head as the person who's always chill and always relaxed. And I know that he's a real person and he has his own life and problems and struggles. And I'm sure that he's not relaxed all the time, but he seems to be somebody who's more relaxed than most. And I think this translates to his abilities as an artist and his abilities as a speaker and an author. Um, you know, just keep living, my friend. Like that, that seems, um, like a bumper sticker for staying relaxed. It's life. Just keep living, man. Just keep living. So stay relaxed. It's important. Focus on doing a full body relaxation, relieving tension. You could do it in a straight back chair. You can look up online. You can go to the Actor's Manifesto online and look up actual relaxation technique exercises. Looks like my light went out. Gotta love it. Hey, I'll keep living and I'll keep recording, man. So thanks for tuning in. Just to recap on the points. Characters, people, actors must commit to overcoming obstacles. Get clear and specific on who you are and what your obstacle is, and stay relaxed. So good luck, and I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for tuning in. Please give this video a like and subscribe, and I guess I'll say this is a matter of great importance, and in matters of great importance, style, not sincerity, is the vital thing. So, in the words of Oscar Wilde, there you go. Get her done.